Alright, so let's talk in a little bit more detail on Toyota today. As you guys mostly know, I'm a Toyota fanatic, and that's probably an understatement for the most part. But what I want to kind of touch on is, where's Toyota going as a company? Where do I see the company going, and where we'd like to, as enthusiasts, to see the company go? As we mostly know, Toyota, for the most part, is gearing towards, let's say, they're trying to get the youth back, I would say. They're trying to make more aggressive style vehicles, but it doesn't seem to be working, as they look aggressive, but they're not getting the performance with it. I have to take a beer break every couple minutes. So they're not giving us the cars we want. They tried the FRS and it failed in my eyes. It's a cool car. It almost met the mark. It gave us the sport compact we're looking for, low center of gravity. It was neat, but it didn't give us the motor we wanted. It had the 6-speed trans. It just didn't give us, it just barely missed the mark. And I see the reviews that other places give it, and it gives it okay reviews, but in my eyes, I still think it missed the mark. If it would have had a true inline cylinder motor, not a boxer motor, so if it had a true, like say a 3S GE instead of the 3S GT, which is the turbo version of it, if it would have had a high compression 3S GE motor with say 220, 230 horsepower, and they would have threw that motor in there, it would have sold so much better, and the aftermarket end of it would have been so much better in my eyes. Been much easier to work on. It just, the boxer motor in my eyes kind of killed it. Even when I talked to my friend Cole, he's an STI owner, and he loves the car. He's actually kind of currently trying to sell it, but he loves the car, but he hates it at the same time because of working on it. It's just not user-friendly. He actually came from Hondas first, and those were 10 times easier. I mean, I know he had, good God, how many Integras, turbo cars, etc. And the STI, he really likes the quality of the vehicle, but working on it wise, it's just, the fun isn't there. It's more headache than anything else, and I can see where he's coming from, what he's saying with it. So that being all said, Toyota needs to figure out what it wants to do. The FT1 has been on the back burner now for a while. At the DC Auto Show, I pretty much just went up to him and said, when are we going to get the next Supra? Are we going to get the next Supra? Is the FT1 going to be real? I spent 90% of my time in the Toyota area asking as many representatives as I could if they would give me a straight answer, and the best I could get was, sir, look for October. That's the time we think we might have it available, which I think that's around Tokyo Auto Salon time. So I wouldn't see them revealing it at Tokyo Auto Salon. I feel like it should have been revealed at Detroit Auto Show. That's when I would have been seen. But if they do it at Tokyo Auto Salon, that's fantastic, but I just don't see it happening, and I feel like that's still more hearsay. That's my opinion on that subject matter. But I think Toyota needs to figure out something, or what it needs to do, or the area it needs to go to. If you guys recently saw, Volkswagen just now overtook Toyota as the largest car manufacturer in the world. Now, I've spoken on this a little bit, but Volkswagen as a whole is a bigger company. It has more brands. Toyota just has Toyota and Lexus, two brands they've created themselves, where Volkswagen's kind of bought this company, that company, Bentley. They have Bugatti, Porsche, Audi, etc. That's all companies they have purchased over the years and brought in to make their company bigger as what it is today. Obviously, the scandal with the whole Dieselgate didn't really do anything to them. They're still growing as a company. Now, unlike everywhere else around the world, people tend to get rid of their vehicles much faster than we do here in the US. We tend to hold on to things for the most part. As much as we are a throwaway society, when it comes to cars, we try to always look for the vehicle. What's going to last me the longest? What's going to have the best resale value? And in the US, Toyota always has that, as they're kind of just what's the word I'm looking for? Synonymous for its reliability. Gas mileage not so much anymore, but the reliability is there. So when it comes down to that, Toyota has it, but it just doesn't have anything that pulls you in. Not saying that Volkswagen does itself. I think their cars are very bland myself, but Audi, Porsche, everything else is doing great, even though that's probably this much of the market share versus what Volkswagen is itself. I just wish Toyota would kind of just finally listen to what the market's saying. Like, we want a sports enthused company. We want something that grabs my attention. I'd love to see, this might sound stupid, I'd love to see an all-wheel drive Camry, like a turbo 4-cylinder all-wheel drive Camry. I think it would sell. If you would give it a true dual clutch transmission, or even something, maybe even a CVT. I mean, the new automatic WRX sells like hotcakes. It sells just fine with a CVT transmission. Everyone griped at it, yet it sells just fine. So I could see if they could do something like that. The Camry and the Corolla are one of their biggest sellers. If they could more gear towards that, towards, I guess, us younger generation, us millennials, I think we'd buy into it more. Just adding some graphics or a body kit, as I call it, or some just little knickknacks here and there is not going to help sell it to this new age, to this new market. Toyota really needs to build these cars the way they should be, or way we see it as enthusiasts. You can offer the gas mileage model. You can offer the one for A to B guy, but you need to give us something else. You need to give something to that 5%ers that you can then sell to everyone else also. Something that stands out and that you can market better. So when you see that on a commercial, go, man, that thing's cool. That person might think it's cool. They might not even buy that, but it'll bring them into the store at least. You guys need to figure out something that brings more people in. Toyota is the most searched name right now in the US when it comes to car companies. That's the first thing everyone searches for. I believe second is Ford, and then Honda, and then fourth is Chevrolet or GM product. So in the US it does great, but around the world it doesn't seem to be doing it. It's actually, well, I guess it's ironic too, that Japanese company is the most searched in the US, just like in Japan, the most searched company is BMW, a German company. How funny is that? Not Honda, not Toyota, BMW there, but I guess it goes the same with the US where we don't look at American companies. So that's just kind of my thought process on this, guys. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe I'm 100% off, but I feel like Toyota needs to have something to grasp us a little bit more and bring us in a little bit more. I'm very happy they did away with Scion. It very much missed the mark. I know they built that for kids to bring them in, but the people that are buying them was the older generation. It was the complete opposite of what they wanted to do. They just didn't build the cars. You know, the Scion XB, the Scion XA, they were grandma cars. I mean, they're literally grandma cars, and they wanted to label them as sports cars, and it just didn't work. And it was pretty visible right off the bat that it didn't work. They had the TC, which that ended up being, sorry for anyone who has one, it's, as we called it, a chick car, kind of like the Celica, which, guys, I had one of those, and that was a chick car. I mean, you got to face the facts. And it just didn't meet the mark where I think the company wanted to go with it. So they X'd that off, and they were done with that. Now they kept the GT86, and they kept all that stuff on, but they still need to give that car something else. They need to have the GT86, they need an FT1, maybe they'll even have like a Highline car. I'd love to see the FT1 to be a GTR killer, but I just don't see it ever happening, if they even bring it out. I think it's going to be a $50,000 to $60,000 vehicle with an inline six motor from BMW with an automatic transmission that none of us want. That's where I see it going. So if Toyota could please, I am begging you from the bottom of my heart. I love you as a company. I love the culture as a company. I love the way you guys build things. I learned a lot in manufacturing because of Toyota. Your manufacturing is what really, besides owning Toyotas for the most part before that, when I got into manufacturing and saw how renowned Toyota is and how much GM, Chevrolet, Ford, Honda, everyone copies you. Mazda, everyone, not just American companies, Japanese companies, German companies, copy Toyota to be more like them because they're that much better at manufacturing than we are here in the US and even other countries. Like I mentioned this before, we're at Volvo. We literally brought in Toyota people just to literally try and copy what they were doing. They had no issue doing it because they know it's going to be that many more years till we can even catch up with them. You know, I would say even with our Volvo system, we were probably, I want to say, 10 years behind where Toyota's at, being honest. Now, the quality of product is getting there, but it was probably around 10 years behind in getting it out as fast as they are, or able to answer questions, or if there's issues that arise. I mean, it was instantaneous. It's a pretty impressive system if you guys would ever look into it. It's called the TPS system. If you guys ever have time, it's called TPS, Toyota, just Toyota Production System. It's quite impressive. We at Volvo had VPS, which was Volvo Production System, a complete ripoff. But they didn't care because they're like, fine, try and do what we do. See if you can get it. We would love to see competition come out. And we couldn't do it. I mean, it was just very hard, especially here in the US where we're very set in our ways. But I mean, there's other Toyota plants in the US that are able to do it. Now, from what I'm told, the Japanese plants are much more stringent and they're way ahead of the Toyota plants in the US, but hey, they're still way ahead of us, everyone else here. So that's just something I wanted to bring up for you guys. Trying to think of what else I need to add to this also. I think, guys, if you can see this behind me here, I'm trying to get this in the video with it too. One of the problems is it's through Facebook, and that's how I got the picture up there, because I'm not smart enough to figure out how to have an image to stay up there. If someone knows how to do that and it's simple, please let me know. So if it just randomly scrolls through pictures, I have it paused, but it only pauses it for like 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, it'll start scrolling through pictures. So if you guys see random stuff up there, I'm probably not gonna see it. So I apologize if you see like random car pictures and stuff. But back on topic here, I'd like to see Toyota try something else. I would like to see them put a little bit more effort in. Once one of the Toyota family took back over, I was hoping to see a little bit more. He's more of a car guy, I was gonna call it. He's into motorsports. He was all about the ISF, the RCF, the LFA. That was a big deal. but everything just isn't there yet. Even the RCF and stuff, I mean, big V8 and stuff, which it's funny. Toyota started with the small motors, and now all the American companies are small turbocharged motors, and Lexus Toyota is using naturally aspirated big motors. It's just, it's like a complete flip-flop. It's just funny in my eyes that this is where we're headed. That's where, I should say this is where Toyota is going as a company. I find it ironic in itself. So I'd love to see some changes from Toyota. I'd love to see something big come from you guys. I'd love to speak directly with Toyota. God, if I could absolutely do that and sit down for a day or two and just speak with those guys, pick their brains, and kind of see what the company wants to do and why they're going the way they are. I know they're in NASCAR and everything else, but I'd love to see, I guess they do have WRC now too. They are back in that again. But they're using the Yaris. Like, back in the day, the WRC, we had the Celica All-Track. That car was amazing. We had the MR2 Turbo. We had the Super Turbo. The AE86 Corolla. Like, there were just so many neat cars Toyota used to offer and just would bring customers in. Does it mean I'm going to buy those cars? No, but it brings me in. And once I'm in, I'm going, well, let's go ahead and look at a stock Corolla. Oh, that Tundra looks nice. Man, I'd love to have a 4Runner. It brings people in. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm completely off here, guys. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. I'm a Toyota diehard fanatic. I love Lexus. I love Toyota. I love the brands. I love the reliability. They've never done me wrong. I've had this Acura here now for 3 years, and I'll probably never buy another Honda product ever again because I was so unhappy with everything. The car's only 5 or 6 years old, and I've had nothing but issues with it. So I'll probably be sticking around with Toyota and Lexus. Maybe even go to Chevy one of these days. My friend Cody works down here at the Buchanan dealership, and I gotta admit, I'm really starting to like the Chevy GM product. Is the quality going to be there? Not sure. Never owned one, so I'm not going to really knock on them for something I've never owned myself. But I could see myself going that route. As usual, thank you very much. I do deeply appreciate you watching the channel, taking the time to go through this. I hope you like the content I'm putting out for you. This is the kind of stuff I love doing. Like, I absolutely love talking about anything Toyota, or even cars in general, even anything else. Like, I want to hear if there's other brands you want me to give my insight on. If you want to hear about Nissan, Honda, if you want to talk about Chevy, BMW, Audi, Ferrari, Lamborghini, what do you guys want to hear from me? What do you want to talk about? I want to have something where I can have a little bit more interaction with y'all. I'm going to try and write down some of these things. I've been keeping track of most of it in my little handy phone here. As you guys saw me in some of my older videos, my ADD is horrible. So I'm trying to keep track of everything and hopefully keep on track of what you guys want to see. This isn't my channel. It's also your channel. I'm making content that makes you happy, that brings you in, because without you, this is pointless. I'm not going to just make videos for me to watch. That's stupid. I'm here to help you guys out. I'm here to make content you want to enjoy. So please give me your feedback and let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much. Hit that subscribe button and have a great day. Peace!